Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to GCC's Georgia Chiro Connection. I'm your host, Dr. Kathy, and today my guest is Dr. Maria Temples. Hi, Dr. Maria.
Hi, Kathy. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us. So I want to talk to you a little bit about what got you into chiropractic in the first place.
So I didn't have the traditional route to chiropractic like so many other people have. I didn't go from childhood. I wasn't actually introduced to it until I was in my bachelor's degree in college and almost done with that, actually. But it took a while to get there, but I'm so glad that I did. So what happened, my story is kind of I was an exercise science major, and I knew I wanted to go into healthcare. But once I got towards my junior year, going into my senior year, it started being okay, PT or OT. And I started looking at what actually that is. And obviously, we've all had some experience with PT growing up, whether we know somebody that did PT or we had to do it ourselves. And I actually started looking at the requirements of it and what PT and OT actually does and is. And it just didn't line up philosophically with me.
Yes.
I didn't like half of the things that I was hearing on the medical field on what it was and this and that. And I was raised sort of with a holistic background. So I was kind of at a crossroads of okay, well, I'm about to graduate and I don't know where I'm going. So my dad, who actually went to started seeing a chiropractor, was like, well, come with me and talk to him and see what he says. Because basically I was like, I have an exercise science degree and I don't know what to do with it other than being a personal trainer. And I didn't want to do that. So I went with him to the chiropractor, and one conversation later, he tells me, go check out Life University in Marietta. Just do me a favor. Just go check it out. So I went
down. Where were you living at the time? Were you close to this area?
Yes. So I was living in Canton, Georgia.
Okay.
That's where my parents still live, so we're not that far from them still. So I went with my mom. I went to Life University for one of their campus tours, and from the very first speaker, who I can't remember if it was Dr. Rob Scott or not, it might have been somebody else, but it might have been him. As every check was getting marked off the list of I believe, yes, this is what I believe in. This is what I believe in. This is and just all the things started resonating with me on vitalism and the lasting purpose and to the giving, serving, loving, doing just for the sake of doing it. And so I left there, and it's okay, this seems like a solid lead. We're going to see where this takes us. So I graduated, backtrack a little bit. Sorry.
Well, you know what? I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
Because the reason I asked you about how you got into chiropractic is because so often people think that if you don't follow the traditional pathway of being raised in a chiropractic household, then chiropractic might not be for you. And so many people have a story like yours. Mine is very similar to yours. A lot of people that we talk to or bring on here have stories where they were going down a different path, but it just didn't feel right. Right. And something pulled them into chiropractic.
Exactly.
Yes. Good.
Yes. So, so when I was getting close to graduating, I had actually decided to go to a life leadership weekend because I already figured out, okay, I'm going to go here. I might as well see what more of this is about. So I went to life leadership weekend, actually did apply and got accepted that weekend. And that's when my whole life changed for chiropractic, because it's it just took off. Because more that weekend, all I was hearing was things that resonated with me and more calling to this is what I meant to do with my life.
So you mentioned give, love, and serve, and you said that really resonated with you. So talk to us a little bit about what that means to you. What does the lasting purpose really mean for you?
So what the lasting purpose means to me is that you're servicing people, you're taking care of people, you're giving out of your own abundance, you're giving out of the love in your heart. And you're doing it just for the sake of doing it, not expecting anything in return. We're not serving people because, it's I can make a profit off of this. We're serving people because people need our help. People out there need to know the story of chiropractic. They need to know the chiropractic truth. and we can hopefully like kind of pull them away from that medical model that's trying to force them into that drugs, the surgery, and all of that that's taken over our society. So that's what it kind of means to me, is that we're doing it just for the sake of doing it because we want to save people.
I love your passion and I love your energy. And even more important, I love the exciting news that you have. So do you want to share your exciting news with everybody?
So a few people I told about this at the last DE, but it's kind of been very much in the works since then. It's been something that has been on the back burner of my mind since the beginning of the year, kind of in the and so I am very happy to announce that my LLC for Elemental Chiropractic mobile service just got approved.
Very good. Congratulations.
So hopefully we will be launching that before the end of the month or before October DE.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'm so glad you mentioned October DE because, that's the same weekend that we're doing the GCC golf tournament. And since you're going to be in town for that, and a lot of people are going to be in town, we decided we would put the golf tournament on Thursday, make it easier for people that are traveling in to come in. And even if you don't play golf, if you want to come hang out, if you want to come support, if you want to come volunteer some time there, we welcome everybody to come. But that's going to be on October 19th, and that's DE weekend. So you can get all the information on our website at georgiachiropractic.org, or you can scan that QR code right there on your screen, or you can just go to chirocup.com. We still have a few spots open for sponsors as well as players, but you want to go ahead and get registered for that. And of course, if you're going to be in for DE weekend, get registered for that as well. So, Dr. Maria, let me ask you this. There are so many stories in chiropractic, and sometimes we might, if we're new in practice, we might not have our own patient testimonials. It might be somebody else's. It might be a story that inspired you. Is there a story that on your busy days or on the stressed out days or on days when you just don't feel like everything is clicking, is there something that brings you back to your principle and to your philosophy so that you can serve people?
So I used to work with Dr. Brian Lieberman and Dr. Rebecca Yon, and obviously I have a very busy practice in Rome, Georgia. And I was so blessed to get my start there. Even if it didn't work out, I know it was best where we are now. But I learned so many things from both of them. And one of the things that I learned, especially from having such a busy practice, is that it is possible to have that large of a practice and still be intentional and personal with every single one of your patients that comes to your table. And so that's what, even though the practice that I'm at now is far less than that, it still pulls me. I still we go through the day to day and we still get dragged down by some things. But what always brings me back is like take a breath, take a moment, and just be there with them. Just listen to them, just connect with them. So that's what I kind of always have in the back of my mind, is just be.
I love that. I think that's the perfect answer for everybody, with this week being the week of 9/11. That's the perfect answer that people need right now. And that's a great way to just stay connected and stay focused on really what does matter and focusing on those people. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much for sharing. And for everybody watching at home, don't forget that we've got continuing ed coming up all around the state. We've got Warner Robins coming up September 23rd and 24th. We've got DE and the golf tournament coming up in October. Then in November, we head down to Savannah. And then in December, we are back in Marietta. But add it to your calendar, October 7th, we are going to be having philosophy at Life University. It's Friday Night Live. Mark it on your calendar. We hope to see you there. And for everyone that's watching, if you're watching this on the replay or you're watching it live, thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Maria. Thank you for coming on and sharing with us.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And thank you, everybody. We'll see you again next Wednesday right here on GCC's Georgia Chiro Connection.